I've been struggling putting videos up. Um, I I don't really want to do them, though I know it'd be really good for ENTJs and INTJs to listen to the videos. But mostly, I don't want to do the videos because I know that the people who watch them mostly are INTP men. And I don't know, I'm not really happy with INTP men right now. I have no issue with INTP women. I love them. But yesterday I had made a comment on a TikTok video and some INTP guy called me a dumb fuck. I looked at his videos and because I clicked onto his profile to see who he was, and he was an INTP, and he doesn't know who I am because I don't even have a real profile or anything. I just use the little cartoon image that TikTok gives you. And I've gotten a lot of pushback, on some of my shorts. Somebody said, NTs don't represent most of the people, and you're putting up NTs or intuitives. Sensors make up the majority. I think in big cities, it's mostly intuitives, and people who are successful the majority of them are intuitives. There's reasons for that. Instead of asking why intuitives lead, it's like you're not doing it right, or you're wrong because it should be this. It's like my videos are not a reflection of all of humanity. It's literally just my interests, and I'm interested in people who I like, and some of them happen to be NTs, the majority, and some are NFs. It's just basically my interests. And when NTs insult me by calling me names, and when INTPs, not all NTs, by the way, when INTPs call me names, or they put up shitty logic and say, you're wrong, I know why they're saying I'm wrong. They're saying I'm wrong because they need to feel like they're right. And it is the kind of behavior that is repulsive. I don't think INTPs understand that when they act like that, where their need to be right is more important than being curious, it makes you unlikable. And this is why you guys no one wants to date you. No one wants to be around you. Particularly intuitives, because the thing with intuition is, what are we doing? It's pattern recognition. And so we group the patterns and behaviors and we say, not that person, not that thing. So we can group positive things or we can group negative things. So if you guys are doing this and you wonder why your love life sucks, it's this reason. Because I'm an ENTJ and I'm actually older, which means I'm more patient and understanding. I understand why you do it, but it still doesn't make me feel like I want to be around you. I don't want to do a video, even in a way. I don't want to attract you guys to the videos if you guys are just going to act like that. I think to myself, well, you know what? You haven't suffered enough. But you know what's so scary about INTPs? Because INTPs can become so fucking bitter in life. I've seen old, ugly INTP men talk shit about cute young girls posting videos online. And now they're getting exposed. And maybe that's the only way to get them to stop doing that, is if these girls show a picture of the guy and let him go viral. But it ends up being this nasty human being in the world. ENTPs, I feel like the ENTP men, they get they get nasty too, but it's not as bad as INTPs. It's like that introversion doesn't allow you to have more and more exposure. And I think, maybe this video is coming off negative, guys. I am not your enemy. By telling you this, I'm not your enemy. I'm the person telling you what's up, because most people, including myself, because these are my thoughts, is like, yeah, you need to sit in the corner more. You need to suffer more. And that's my first instinct. And then I just thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to start this video and see what the hell pops in my head. And really the thing was, I don't want to do the video. But I feel like the kind thing to do is to tell you guys the truth. That people can't stand being around you because you're more attached to being right and feeling like you're smart, and that you don't want to be duped, and that you don't want to be conned. That supersedes curiosity. And it's when you guys are curious that you're the most attractive. You're the most attractive when you're curious. That's what all women want, and men. That's all anybody wants. That's why ENTJs, not all ENTJs are healthy, okay? But ENTJs, the reason why they're liked is because they're just curious. When they're disliked is when they're judgmental. And so when they get rejected, it hurts. So they learn to finesse more. It's like, okay, let me ask more questions and let me do it in a calm way. I had put some videos up of some soccer players, and I just typed them out, based on the ones that I know. If I don't know that many, I'm not going to just I can't do research on everybody. I have a life. I have to work. I have a kid. I have a home to run. I have my own interests. I'd like to have dinner with friends. I'm not just going to be devoted to this channel. This is just a silly hobby that I have. And anyways, I put these videos up, and a lot of the guys that get attention happen to be ENTs, either a P. This is the soccer players. They're going to be ENTs. Why? Because they initiate first. They're more expressive. And who's fanboying for these guys? INTP men. It's you guys. You make these men popular because you make the edits. You like them. There's something about an ENTJ. It's in your shadow. So it's the kind of stuff that like inspires you and makes you want to aspire. It's the attitude, the passion. You have it in you. And so that's why you guys like it. That's why they get a lot of attention. And that's why they come up on a lot of people's For You page, because you guys are making them popular, because you guys dominate online. So shut up. I mean, I don't know. I think if you guys wanted to change your life, you'd learn to become more curious and less obsessed with being right. A lot of you aren't right. Yes, are there more S's in the world, sensors? Yes, of course there are more sensors in the world. I mean, according to this thing, MBTI people, they say, yes, it's true. It's not my personal experience. I live in Los Angeles. It's probably 99% intuitive out here. That's what it is in Los Angeles. There are some sensors, very little. That's what makes LA so fucking nutty, because you got too many intuitives in one, they congregate to the cities. And this city in particular is very, very, very NT. So is New York, by the way. New York, less nutty. Why? Because you got a shit ton of sensors that live there that smack intuitives around and tell them to fucking behave, and so they behave. Why does this happen? Why is it that in some cities it's nuttier and not so much in others? NTs believe in winner take all. STs believe in kill or be killed. Okay? You see it in sports, in team sports, in basketball, in baseball, in soccer. It's like the intuitives get the more of the attention, if you will. Like they formulate better strategies because intuition allows you to um, create pattern recognition. And so you group that behavior. And so your strategy would be like, when this happens or when that person does this, I'll do this. And so you already know what to do. If you're high in the sensory, it's from moment to moment. And there are a lot of ESTPs in baseball and soccer, in basketball. It's ISTJs and ESTPs that typically get all the attention. And then it would be the ISTPs and the ESTJs, though there's not as many ISTPs and ESTJs in sports. I don't know why. I haven't done enough research to know why they don't participate and why it is more ESTP ISTJs. But anyway, I can see the style that they use, which is kill or be killed. ISTJs are more about fundamentals. SI is fundamentals, first principles. That's very SI. SE is going to be more style. So it's style, and then they garner, the ESTPs garner fandom because they have FE child. They make people laugh. They're funny. And, but it's more style, anyway, whatever. I don't even know what I'm ranting about. Mostly I'm just sort of irritated with INTPs, this attitude of needing to be right. And another thing is, I have to tell you what you're doing wrong, because a lot of times noticing what we do wrong allows us to focus on we're doing right. That's ENTJ mentality. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Just tell me what I'm doing wrong, because the other stuff's working and I'll just double down on what works. It's very pragmatic. This isn't like rocket science, guys. This is just pragmatism. The reason ENTJs are, when I say that someone's an ENTJ, I think is that I get the pushback is because ENTJs look so fucking regular. How can just a regular person be doing all that work? Well, because it's work over style. So TE first, then SE child. High stylish people are SE first. That's why, I only have Neymar on there that I put as a soccer player. He's SE. Hero, the guy's style is fantastic. So it's style before his personal strategy, but he's loyal to his personal strategy. TE is telling the whole group, hey, you should do this. Hey, when I can't do all the work. This is a team sport. So I'm going to pass you this when you do this really, really well. So when I do this thing, you're going to then finish the work by doing it that way. ENTJs are not, unless it's a singular sport where it's just one person, they understand that a group is better. If the whole group is doing well, they're going to dominate. So they're going to help the team do better. Anyways, I think that's why ENTJs surprise people, because they just look so damn regular. SE child is not going to be like outlandish. And I don't know, it would serve INTPs to read that book, Thinking Fast and Slow, because you guys love a halo effect. You give people fucking halo effects. And if I come on here and I look like a regular person, y'all are the ones that come and challenge me because I look regular. I don't care what I look like. What exactly am I saying that's wrong? That's what I want to know. Hey, Mia, this thing isn't correct. And by the way, let me tell you another thing you guys do that's super duper creepy. Don't be fucking, you guys, there was somebody on here. I know he pissed me off. I pissed him off because I'm very tough on INTPs because I don't want them to do certain things, which is when they, um, what's the word I want to say? When you go into surgery and they cut you up, I forget what you know, you cut up to try to figure out somebody too much. Well, you said it this way, so that means that's high TE and da-da-da-da. No. Why did C.S. Joseph's first videos work, and why are his fucking last videos creepy as hell and it's just all red pill bullshit? The reason his first videos worked is because he seemed to care more. And what he was saying was that each cognitive function has an attitude. So I have TE Hero, which is what? Super punchy. It's like, yo, no, that's not correct. And then I have FE Demon, which is like, I'm going to hurt your fucking feelings right now. I'm going to hurt your feelings. And then, those are like the tougher ones that you have to deal with when you're dealing with an ENTJ. I know that I have that. I'm not going to change. I'm not changing. It's who I fucking am. It's how my functions work. And the minute I change, y'all smell the performance anyway. You guys are like, you're performing. I don't trust this woman, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because your intuition is saying something's off about this woman. So I might as well just be my fucking self, which is, this is who I am with you guys. I'm not like this with everybody, by the way. I don't, it's just the INTP guys that get on, and ENTP men too. I do have an issue with ENTP men. Mostly it's because they just want to burn it down, everything down to the ground if they don't like it, and they don't know how to regulate their emotions. That's FI blind spot, and they go crazy. They go too insane. They don't know how to regulate their emotions. So they need a lot of sympathy, and to help them explain, like, hey, this thing hurts. You're hurting because this thing hurts. They can also be overly excited and overly happy too. Like, I've seen them almost pass out on TV because they get too emotional. But anyways, they get less. I have less issues with ENTPs because I think ENTPs do become socialized over time, because that SE demon, eventually they do socialize more, and their style and their style gets better, and then their delivery becomes better. They learn how to read the room, and they're more sensitive to other people's comfort. When they're young, it's all about their comfort, and they think they're the smartest people in the room. They're not, because they're taking account a few things, meaning the reason we don't all get along is because we don't all value the same thing. That's why. And so we're all just fighting to ensure that the things we value are protected. And so sometimes we get our way and sometimes we don't. And that's just the way life is, but ENTPs really struggle with that because they have SI inferior, which means their creature comforts, the things they remember, the things that they value that are related around their comfort, traditions, whatever the hell they choose, they'll fight for it to the bitter end. Well, it's not all about you. It's not all about me. That's the pragmatism kicking in. It's not all about me. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to get what I want sometimes, but it's not all about me. Anyways, INTPs, stop being so fucking quick to be judgmental and to just disregard people. I ended up having to get off TikTok because TikTok is let me just tell you something. TikTok is not reality. I live in reality. I'm out here with the public every day. Most people don't fucking act the way TikTokers act or think the way TikTokers act. Okay, I see a ton of women. If you guys want to ask me questions about fucking women, that's all I see. That's all I've been around for 10 years. They don't act like that. They don't think like that. Women, but TikTok, it just is a cesspool of the stupidest motherfuckers on earth, commenting and spewing bullshit. And I can't be around it because it makes me think that humanity is this, and that's not what humanity is. I'm like, delete. I'm back in the real world, hanging around with people. You know, I remember a long time ago, the Dalai Lama encouraged people not to watch the news so much because it's not a reflection of what's happening in life. Most people follow the rules. Most people are kind. Most people do the right thing. Could we do better? Of course, everyone can improve. But we're not all coming from the same place, meaning, you know, some people have just being born in the US is such an advantage. Like, I was born in like this country where, you know, I have certain rights and there's opportunities and that I could take advantage of, and there's a lot of resources, many of them free. So like, how can I compare everyone in the world to me when been given so many things? And even in this country, a lot of people have way more advantages than me, and some people have, oh, I have way more than others. It's not equitable. It never will be. The equitableness comes in the wisdom and in the feeling. So if you overcome a challenge that's very, very difficult and super painful, you get all of that inside, which is wisdom, compassion, the ability to understand and not take shit personally, which makes you like less susceptible to your own emotions. Once you heal, you're like, my emotions don't get me down because I know why that person did X, Y, and Z. You become more empathetic and you're like, well, that person's going through stuff. I'm going to keep moving on here with my life and my projects and the things that I think are important and that I value. Anyways, I'm not sure if any of this is making sense. I'm not going to change, guys. This is who I am. Anytime I try to accommodate you guys, you call me fake anyway. So I'm not fucking doing it. Okay, bye.